You don't need more leads. In fact, you need to just be converting the ones that you already have. Because right now, you have people that are watching your content, they're joining your email list, and they're engaging with what you're saying, but they're just not buying. And it's not because they're not interested. It's because you are not giving them a clear reason or a clear way to actually move forward. You're not converting. And if we're being honest with ourselves, it's not the algorithm as much as we would like to blame it on the algorithm. It's the way that you're asking, it's the way that your messaging is coming off, and it's the way that you're avoiding the sale altogether. So let's take a look at this, because if people are already paying attention to you and what it is that you're posting out there, but they're just not taking action, there's a few things that are happening that you need to see clearly. Welcome to Called and Convicted, the podcast for faith-led female founders building businesses with clarity and conviction. I'm your host, Whitney Kay, business strategist, coach, and agency owner. And around here, we don't just do trends or surface level insights, strategies, and conversations. No, we dive deep into truth, strategy, and systems that actually work. If you are done second guessing your next move, tired of trying to fit your mission into someone else's model, and ready to grow a business that reflects your values without costing your peace, you are in the right place. Each week, I am pulling back the curtain on what actually works, from smart strategy and simple systems to the mindset shifts that keep you grounded as you grow in business and life. Be sure to follow the show though, so you never miss an episode. And if something from today hits home, share it to your stories and tag me at Hey Whitney K on Instagram or at Called and Convicted on TikTok. I cannot wait to hear what stuck with you. Now let's go ahead and dive right in. All right, let's get into this, because there are so many of us that have people watching our content, people jumping onto our email list, people subscribing to our communities, but they're just not buying from us. And that is where we need to take a step back and actually look at what's happening, because most of you are interpreting this as I need more leads. But you don't. You just need to understand how to convert the people that are already watching what it is that you're putting out there. There's a few things that I see women doing over and over and over again, and I want to talk about that because I've even caught myself doing it from time to time, especially with my years of experience in entrepreneurship and sales. And the first thing is you're not clearly asking. You're calling it nurturing, but it's actually avoidance. You're posting content out there with no clear direction, and I see it all the time. We see the trends. We want to follow the trends because we want to get engagement. We want to grow our following, but those trends ultimately aren't even tying back to what it is that we do. And let's be honest, you are not creating content day in and day out, year after year, to have no return on that invested time. I'm talking about no community, no growing email list, and no sales at the end of the day. If you are somebody that's just showing up and creating content with no end result, just because maybe it puts you in a good mental space, which I don't even know where on social media today, like we can all be in a clear mental space and want to create something for no end result. But I mean, if that's you, then so be it. But ultimately, if we have a business, if we have a brand, if we have something that we're selling, whether it be a product or a service, we are not just showing up for no purpose at all. And we can sit here and call what we're doing every single day as creating content as, I'm nurturing my audience, I'm building know, like, and trust. But in reality, we're avoiding what we are truly needing to do, which is sell what it is that we are offering. And by following the trends and not tying it back into what we do as a business, this is hurting us more than it is helping us. Another thing I see all the time is DM me if you're interested, but this is like buried way far down in the caption. It's subliminally messaged within the content, and people don't actually know what they're supposed to do. There's this rule of thumb with emails or marketing or web pages. Like if you have an offer, you want it to be within the first fold. The first fold is if you have up your cell phone before you swipe one time, if you're on your computer screen, before you swipe, it is clear right there and people can take action without having to swipe. Your call to action needs to be within the first fold of your caption, meaning it doesn't need to be at the very end. Guilty. I've done this a million times. It doesn't need to be at the very end. It needs to either be in the content or you need to paste it clearly at the very, very beginning of your caption. And then we're sitting here waiting for people to figure out like what to do because we're not clearly asking. We are not giving them the clear step that they need to take in order to work with us or to buy from us. If somebody has to guess how to work with you, they're just not going to. So we need to be clear in exactly what we're saying to the people that we want to work with us and be clear in asking them how to do so. Clarity is leadership. Asking is service. So do not be afraid to ask because you are there to help people with whatever frustration or ever desire that they have that you have the solution for. Another thing is that whenever you ask, it's too confusing. The messaging is convoluted. There's too many avenues in which people can take. And quite honestly, a confused person never takes action. And it's not that you're unclear because it's complicated. You're unclear because you're not owning it. We're talking like our offers are optional, that people, they can take them or they don't have to take them. But in reality, if you know that what you have to offer somebody can truly help them, then they absolutely 100% need what it is that you have to offer them. Another thing too is that we're listing too many ways for people to work with us. I am guilty of this. I can't tell you how many times in my entrepreneurial journey that I thought to myself, I am offering too little, or I am too niche specific, or I can widen my packages to compete with other people in the industry. And quite honestly, what that was doing is that was causing more confusion for the people that were following me and the people that were even interested in working with me because they were like, I don't really understand exactly what she does. I don't understand exactly what she does. And I can understand that because, one time I was web designing and then I was graphic designing, but then I could also coach you in your business and I could coach you in sales and how to scale. But don't forget, I've also been in the network marketing industry, so I can coach you there. And if you don't want to coach for your network marketing business and you're not really happy in your network marketing business, then you can actually join me in my network marketing company. Like it was so all over the place and it was super, super confusing. No wonder that I never sold, because I was giving too many avenues and too many ways for people to actually work with me that it was ultimately just causing them to just be like, look, I don't even understand. I'm going to wait till she gets clear on what she does before I actually ask to work with her because I don't even think she understands what she's doing. And I get that. That's what I look like. And that is what we're causing other people to do online is we're not clear in what it is that we offer. And sometimes simplicity is key. Sometimes the more niche down and the more niche specific that you are with what it is that you offer and who it is that you offer it for, the better and the more people actually end up working for you. And that's where repetition, I think, gets a little stale with people, or we think that, oh, I'm talking about the same thing, or I'm mentioning the same service or the same product or the same funnel avenue way too many times and I'm just boring people. You're not. Trust me. It's just the right people have not found you yet. But once you tap into the correct messaging and how to proposition your offer, and the more times that you say it, the people will start to come. It just takes consistency in the matter. And then we have no single obvious next step. We're telling people about what we do and we're talking about our service or our product and how it can help them, but there's no clear next step, or your next step is a dead link. How many times has this happened? This has happened to me. I will tell people to join now, to sign up, to take advantage of my offer. And then everything that I'm talking about, they go to click on the link in bio, or they go to my link tree back in the day. And all the links that I told them to go click on, they weren't even clicking to somewhere. They weren't even going to where I told them that they could go. And here's the biggest problem. People aren't going to reach out to you. I mean, if they really do appreciate you and respect you. You might get a DM saying, hey, the link that I'm trying to click on, it's not going anywhere. Or, hey, Whitney, just so you know, what you sent my way doesn't actually lead to where you're telling me it's supposed to go. You might get those people, but majority of the time, those people are not even going to tell you, and you're never even going to know. But what you need to understand is that if you do not have a clear avenue and that avenue isn't clearly functioning, you are missing out on so many different opportunities to work with people that are already interested in working with you. And we have to remember that people do not buy options. They buy clear solutions to the problems that they already have. And here's the one that's probably going to hurt, but I feel like I just need to say it, is that you don't even fully believe in what it is that you're offering people. I'm just going to let that sit right there, because that's a hard reality and that's a truth. You can sit here and say to yourself, no, I truly believe in it. I really do believe in it. But if you're hesitating in any capacity, then there is a little bit of a lack of belief in what it is that you offer people. If you believe your offer actually solved a problem for someone, then you would not hesitate 1 second to talk about it clearly. Our lack of belief in what it is that we offer does several things. Our lack of belief causes us to have soft language when we're talking about what it is that we do. Our lack of belief causes us to over explain. I've done that a million times, especially on sales calls, when you're talking more than asking clarifying questions and letting the person that's on the other side of the call come to the solution themselves and realizing that they need to work with you. You are only kind of setting them up to get there. But instead of doing that, you are just over talking and over explaining. Guilty, done this a million times. And then our lack of belief is hiding behind content, acting as if what we're doing is building know, like, and trust. But in reality, you already have a gymnasium full of people that are following you. I'm talking if you have 200 people following you or you have 6,000 people following you, you have enough people right now in this current moment that are watching you, that have signed up to say, yes, I want to know more. Yes, I want to stay in this person's closer circle. Yes, I want to follow them because what they're talking about interests me. But for some reason, we've been conditioned to want to have more engagement, to have more likes, to have more views, to have more whatever it is, than actually convert what is currently there and wanting to work with us. And in all reality, it's not that you're being non-salesy, you're just being non-committal. And some of the things that we don't commit to are the daily actions that we should be doing in our business, something as simple as following up with people. How many people hate the follow-up, but how many of us have always heard that there is fortune in the follow-up? The follow-up in and of itself is not annoying. It's just confronting for you. And that's kind of what people shy away from. We're not responding to warm leads. We're letting conversations die. We're not re-engaging our email list. And it's as simple as sending somebody a message and saying, hey, I'm circling back to see if you would be open to rediscussing our previous conversation about blank and how I can possibly help you with blank. It's that simple, but we're so afraid of either the rejection or, more importantly, them saying yes and us being held accountable to that yes, that we stop ourselves from even following up in the first place. And every time you are choosing not to follow up with somebody, you are choosing comfort over clarity. But there are a few questions that you can be asking yourself right now that will help you understand whether or not this is actually your problem. The first one is, can somebody clearly tell how to work with you in under 10 seconds? I know that we've been talking about this 30-second elevator pitch for the longest time, but if you cannot clearly state what it is that you do and who it is that you do it for in under 2 sentences, then it's not clear. It needs to be in under 2 sentences, and that's honestly less than a 30-second elevator pitch. The second question is, are you actively inviting people into one clear offer this week? Not a million different things, one clear offer. And third is, are you following up with people who are already expressing interest? If your answer is no to any of these, then you don't need more leads. You just need to warm the ones that are already currently there. High capacity women do not hide behind algorithms. They take responsibility for their own conversion. And more content is not going to fix this, but more clarity will. And I cannot say this enough. You don't need more people. You just need to lead the ones that are currently watching.